Today I'm doing a tutorial on easy beginner makeup for the over 50 woman. So if you've never worn makeup before and you don't know where to start, or if you used to wear makeup but not sure how to get started back in, this video is for you. If you'd like to see how I created this look with just a few affordable drugstore products and a few tools, then keep watching. Welcome back. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Today I'm doing an easy tutorial of beginner makeup for the over 50 woman, and I'm really excited about this because you can do so much with just a few affordable drugstore products and a few tools and really create a look that looks natural and glowing and just you, only better. Before we get into it, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you'd like to be, just go ahead and click that red button down below. And if you'd like to be notified when I post a new video, click that notification bell and YouTube will give you a heads up when there's something new for you to watch. I really had fun putting together the products and the tools for this video because it made me think, now if I'd never done makeup before and I just wanted to do a little bit just to maybe even out my skin tone or hide some age spots or make my dark under eyes seem a little less prominent, what would I use? So I put together just a small collection, very affordable, very easy to use drugstore makeup, and a few tools that can get you started. And the look is going to be natural and beautiful and really just you, only a little bit better. Now, as we age, we seem to have things that crop up on our skin that we didn't have before. I know that I have a lot of sunspots. I have some broken capillaries on my cheeks. The dark circles under my eyes are a lot more prominent than they used to be. So even if you're not interested in looking like you're wearing makeup, that's fine. What you can do is just minimize the look that maybe the skin has accumulated in the process of aging, and we'll be addressing that today. So I've really broken it down to some really basic products that you can pick up at almost any drugstore. I'm going to go over them really quickly with you here because I know when I start learning something new, I just want to know what the basics are and how to just get started, with what I need to get started with. I don't want to be overwhelmed with a whole lot of products. I really pared it down to 7 affordable, easy to use products today. The first one is a foundation, and this is from L'Oreal. It's their Infallible Foundation. I love this product. It's very affordable. It puts a great look on the skin, and it comes in a bajillion colors, so it will be easier for you to find a good match for you. Foundation is number 1, and this is a basic product. Some of these products are basics, which mean I think that you really need them if you want to do a little bit of a natural looking makeup look on your skin. Some of them are add-ons. You may not need them, and I'll let you know as we move through the video which are the basics like this and which are add-ons. The next product we'll be featuring is a concealer. I've chosen the CoverGirl True Blend Concealer. This is an excellent concealer. It's a great price point. It comes in lovely packaging, and it really does work well, and we're going to be using it for a few applications today, so it's a multitasker. This is an add-on product. If you don't have dark circles under your eyes, if you don't have discoloration on your eyelids, you're really not going to need this. If you do have those issues or areas on your face that you want to cover up, maybe some sunspots, maybe some veins on your face, then this is going to be very, very handy. The next product is a blush from Milani. I really love this color. This is the Romantic Rose Blush, and the reason I like it so much is it's just such a soft, dusty rose, very muted. It's not over the top. You're not going to look like you put on too much blush and left the house. It's just very soft and beautiful, and it works for a lot of skin tone. The next product is an eyebrow pencil, and this is from e.l.f. This is an add-on product. If you have eyebrows and they look great and they're full of color and they're full, you don't need this. But if your eyebrows have gotten a little sparse over the years, kind of like mine have, and I also have some gray hairs in there that I like to try to cover up, this is a great product. This is an automatic pencil, so you don't have to worry about having a sharpener, and the price point on this is $2 to $3, so it's really, really worth it. And framing your eyes with your eyebrows really can enhance the look of your face. The next product we're going to use is an add-on. If you're not comfortable wearing eyeshadow, no problem. You don't need to. But if you'd like to have a little bit more definition to your eyes, this is a great palette to get started with. I know it looks like a lot. There's a lot of colors in here, but I chose this palette for a particular reason because it works really well to put together a very natural, soft, easy look like I'm wearing today. And as you grow in your eyeshadow comfort, it has every color you need to do a full daytime look, a full nighttime look, a glam look, everything. So at a price point that's under $10, this is a great investment. For mascara, we're going to be using the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. I picked this mascara is that it doesn't clump up on you, so you don't have to worry about those little globs of mascara on the end of your eyelashes and figuring out how to get them off there. And it's also very, very easy to apply. And the very last product we're going to be working with today is a beautiful lipstick from Maybelline. This lipstick is a fabulous neutral color. It's called Warm Me Up. And it's just the perfect neutral lip color. It's not. Now let's talk about tools. I really wanted to minimize the amount of tools. So I really broke it down to things that you could use over time and that would be long-lasting, multitasking, and very affordable. The first tool I want to start with is a blending sponge, and you can find these at almost any drugstore. This sponge is from e.l.f. I absolutely love it. It was only a few dollars. I've used it for months. I still love it. It hasn't suffered any wear. It feels just like it did when it was new, and I use it for so many different things. So a good blending sponge is important when you're starting a beginning makeup routine. Next, we're going to work into brushes, and I chose 3 brushes. One is a blush brush, and you don't need to spend a lot of money on a blush brush. Just go into your local drugstore. e.l.f. sells wonderful brushes at a great price point. This is actually from Real Techniques, also another drugstore brand that's easy to find. So what you want is you just want something soft and fluffy to apply your blush with. The 2 eyeshadow brushes are brushes that are so useful and so handy. They're multitasking and you'll have them forever. A good flat brush to lay on a base color with, and then a good crease brush to put a color into your crease. It's a little more of a detail brush, and you can also get these at any drugstore. You know, picking out an expensive brush in the beginning just isn't necessary. Just go ahead and pick something up that's affordable, that's going to do the job. The very last tool that we're going to talk about today, this is an add-on product. You don't need it, but if you want it, it's very useful. It's an eyelash curler. I bought this from e.l.f. I think it was $2 or $3 or $4 maybe. It was so affordable. I've been using it for a couple of months and I love it. So if you feel like you'd like to curl your lashes, maybe your lashes go straight out or you don't have many lashes, curling them will really give them a nice full look. So those are the products we'll be using today and the tools we'll be using today, and let's get started. I have my face all prepped with my serums and moisturizers and sunscreens. And if you're just starting out with a face regimen, don't worry about it. It can seem overwhelming with all the serums and lotions and potions that are out there today. You really don't need to start there. You can just take baby steps. I know that that's what I did when I first started. If you don't have a skincare routine in place and you'd like to see a full skincare routine, I'll go ahead and link my video for the skincare routine that I do for the morning right now. I have a routine that I do in the morning and a routine that I do at night. But if you don't have anything in place, no worries. It can be really simple. The things that I would suggest that you start with is a good non-foaming cleanser. And the one that I like is this Neutrogena Ultra Cleanser. And I like it for a couple of reasons. First off, that it really cleans my skin. My skin feels really clean when I'm done. And it's non-foaming, which means that it doesn't strip away the oils from your skin. It's a creamy cleanser. So when you put it on, it just sort of feels like a real thin lotion going over your face to clean off all the product and all the debris from the day. Then you simply just wash it with water and your skin, it feels lovely and nice and hydrated when you're done. The next step that I would suggest is a good moisturizer. And I use the CeraVe PM moisturizer. Now the reason that I use the PM is because it doesn't have any sunscreen in it. It's just the moisturizer. If you're not familiar with CeraVe, it's a fabulous product. You can find it at any drugstore and at a drugstore price. So you don't have to pay a lot of money to have really good skincare. You can pick this right up at your local Rite Aid or Walgreens, CVS. And CeraVe really does a great job of putting niacinamides, peptides, all the good things for your skin that you don't really need to worry about now. You know, those are all details that you can learn down the road if you become very interested in good skincare. After I've washed my face, put on my serums and my moisturizer, I always use a sunscreen. Now, if this seems overwhelming for you, these three products, that's okay. The one thing that I would say is an absolute basic is a good sunscreen. And this is one that I'll use when I'm not really going to put on a full face of makeup for the day because it comes with actually a little bit of a tint in it. And I'll show you what it looks like. So I put a little bit here on the back of my hand, and you can see that it actually has a skin tint in it. And as I rub it in, it sort of just evens out the colors on the skin. It's all mineral, which means there's no chemical sunscreens in this. And you can find it on Amazon. I believe it's maybe $12 or $15. It's really a wonderful price point. The product that we're going to be starting with today is the Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. This one because it's such a wonderful formula. It blends in easily. It has a beautiful finish. It comes in a bazillion colors, so you're almost sure to find a color match. And you really can build it up. So in areas that you don't need a lot of coverage, you can sheer it out. And the areas that you want a little bit more coverage, you can build it up. So I'm going to take the cap off and just pump a little bit onto the back of my hand. And you can see this is about as much as I'm going to start with. And I'm going to take it onto my finger and I'm just going to tap it around my face. I like to focus more product on the areas that I need coverage in, and for me, those are sunspots that I've accumulated over my years of fun in the sun, a few broken capillaries on the tops of my cheeks, a little uneven color on my nose. So as you're applying the product, just focus on the areas that you have a little bit of coverage need and you want to even out that skin tone. Once I have it placed around my face, I'm going to take that sponge and it's slightly moistened, and I just keep a little spray bottle that I got from the dollar store on my makeup table, and I'll spray that sponge and put just a little bit of moisture on it, kind of squeeze it a little bit, and then I'll start tapping out that foundation. And you can see how easily it starts blending in. Now that I have it mostly worked in over my face, I'm going to start focusing on what I call the active areas of the face, and those are the marionette lines both around my nose and around my mouth. I like to make sure that the product application in those areas is really sheer, so I don't have a lot of product that can gather in what I call my little nooks and crannies. I'll just sheer out the product in these areas because my crevices are pretty deep, both around my nose and around my mouth. If you don't have really dark circles under your eyes, you can go ahead and bring that foundation up under your eyes with your sponge. I actually have really dark circles under my eyes, and they've gotten a little worse over the past decade or so. So I'm going to be using concealer on that today. Now the concealer is an add-on step. You don't need to do it if you don't have very dark circles. The next step is an add-on step. So if you don't have special areas of your skin that you feel like need extra concealing, you can skip this step. But if you do have areas like I do where you have sunspots or broken capillaries or dark circles under your eyes and you feel like you want a little bit more coverage, then this step is for you. I'm going to be using today the CoverGirl Concealer. It has a doe foot applicator, as you can see right here, and it's really rather large. Don't need to dip back in to get more product during this application because we're just going to be using a couple of tiny dots of this. I'm going to take this doe foot applicator and I'm just going to lightly dot it underneath each eye, and that's really all I need to work in underneath my eyes to cover up those dark under eye circles. So once I have that there, I'm going to take my ring finger, and the reason we use our ring finger is because it doesn't have a lot of power in it, because we want a very, very gentle touch. And I'm just going to start patting that in underneath my eyes. I always make sure that I get a little bit in the inside corners of my eyes up here because the way that my eyes are aging, I get a little shadow in that area, and so I really try to lighten it up with the concealer when I'm doing this step. So I just used a tiny amount of concealer, and now I'm going to go back in with that blending sponge, and I'm going to take the tip and just really pat that area very gently to give it a nice finish. And you can see that's just lightened and brightened that under eye area. Now we're going to work on giving our cheeks just a bit of a rosy glow, and I'm going to be using the Milani blush today. I really like this color. This is Romantic Rose. I'm going to take that blush brush that we talked about earlier. I'm going to dip it gently into the product, just a little bit, and I'm going to tap off the excess so not a lot of product gets on my skin at once. So there's just a small amount of product left on this brush. And then I'm going to take that brush and I'm going to apply it to the outside and upwards part of my cheeks, just tapping it out very gently. The reason we want to apply the blush to this area as opposed to the apples of the cheeks is that as we get a little bit older, our cheeks seem to be a little bit lower than they used to be. So by applying the blush to this upwards area, we're really kind of giving ourselves a little facelift with the blush. Once I have the blush on both cheeks, I'll go back in with that sponge again. Isn't this sponge just ever so handy? These are really wonderful. And I'm just going to tap that out so that it looks very, very natural on my skin. It's just like my cheeks are just have a slight little rosy glow to them. Now that we've got our complexion evened out and added a little bit of rosy glow, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the eyebrows. This is a little pencil from e.l.f. They are $2 or $3 at the drugstore. They're really not very much. And you'll want to get a tone that's just a little bit darker than your hair tone. So I have kind of a taupey color here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of definition to our brows. As we begin working, filling out our brows, it's really tempting to go right in here to the front of the brow. We actually don't want to do that. We want to put the focus on the arch area because that's where we want the eye to go, as that higher point of our eye. I always start in that arch area, just adding a little bit of color with very light short strokes and down a little bit into the tail and just fill that out. And once I have a little bit of color in my brow area, then I'll start filling in the front of the brow just very, very lightly. Once I have that color filled in, I'll take that spoolie end of the pencil and I'll just brush through my brows to kind of blend that color into my eyebrow hairs. Here's a little tip that I use is when I'm done doing my brows, I'll take a Q-tip and I'll just run it along the top of my brows to clean up any extra product that may have gotten up above my eyebrows. We're going to focus on eyeshadow now, and if you're not comfortable with eyeshadow, that's fine. This is really an add-on step. But if you would like a little bit more definition to your eyes, it's really very easy to do. And we're going to do a very, very simple application today, and you're going to see that it really does make quite a difference. To get started with that, I'm going to go back in with the concealer and I'm just going to make a small dot on the top of each eye. And I'm going to blend that in. This is going to do a couple of things. First of all, it's going to cover up any veining or discoloration you have on your eyelids. And I know that I certainly have accumulated some over the years. It does a nice job of really evening out the skin tone on your eyelids. And the second thing it's going to do is that it's really going to help keep that eyeshadow in place and really act as an eyeshadow primer without having to go out and buy an extra product. Now that I have that all patted in, I'm going to dip into my shadow palette. And this is the Wet n Wild palette that we talked about earlier. And I know it seems like there's a lot of colors in here and it can be a little bit intimidating. But trust me, we're going to start off really slow. And the nice thing about this palette is that if you get more comfortable with eyeshadow and you want to expand into more looks, you really have everything you need here for a beautiful eye look, whether it's day or evening. You can go from simple and basic and natural to very glamorous. So this is a really good purchase for an eyeshadow palette. It's under $10 and as you grow, everything you have is right here and you don't have to go out and buy anything new. I'm going to take my flat brush and I'm going to dip it into the cream color right up top. And I would tell you what color it is, but goodness knows I can't read that on the back of the palette. But I'm going to get a little bit of product on my brush and I'm just going to start tapping that over my eyelid. The reason that I'm just patting or tapping is because the skin on my eyelids is crepey now that I'm older. If I was to start working back and forth with that shadow, my skin's just going to move with it and the shadow application just doesn't look very good. So you can see how easy that was. And we just have a very, very thin sheer layer of that creamy color on our eyelids. We've evened out the eyelid color and now we've added just a little bit of lightness to it. Now I'm going to take my crease brush and I'm just going to tap it very lightly into this transition color here at the top. Get a little bit of product on my brush, tap it off, and then I'm just going to start tapping that along the crease area of my eye. If you have hooded eyes like I do, where the top of your eye kind of falls over the movable lid, you'll want to try to keep that transition color a little bit higher up on your eye because that's going to give the illusion of more lid and a deeper crease. I'm just very gently tapping that color in a little above my natural crease, and you can see how that's given just a little bit of definition and depth to the eyelids. Now I'm going to take that same crease brush, I'm going to clean off all the product off of it, and I'm going to just blend those two colors in together along the edges so that there's a really seamless transition between the two colors. And there we have the eyeshadow done. It was super easy. It looks very natural. We have the complexion done. We have our eyebrows done. We have a little bit of shadow on our eyes just to define them. Now it's time to do mascara. I always use a mascara eyelash curler. If you don't enjoy using an eyelash curler or you don't want to use them, that's fine. It's an extra add-on step. This particular curler I like. I've been using it for months now. I got it from e.l.f. from the drugstore. I think it was $3. Not much of an investment, and personally for me, I feel like it makes a difference in how my mascara looks on my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and take this eyelash curler, put it at the base of my lashes, and just squeeze a few times and put a nice curl in the base of those lashes. Now I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl Clump Crusher mascara, and this is a wonderful mascara because it's very, very easy to use. You're not going to get clumping, hence the name Clump Crusher, and it comes off easy at night, and it really does a nice job of coating the lashes with a mascara that looks very, very pretty. So just a little bit of product on the wand, and I'm just going to start at the base of my lashes and pull up. What a difference with just one coat, one quick and easy coat of mascara. Now that we have the mascara all done, you can see what a difference just a little bit of eyeshadow and some mascara will make on your eye look. If during your mascara application you got a little bit around your eyes, don't worry about it. Just let it dry. That's the trick, is let it dry. And then go back in with a Q-tip and it'll just brush away really easily. Now that we have the face all done, it's time to just finish up the look with lipstick. And the lipstick we're going to be using today is from Maybelline, and it's a color called Warm Me Up. So just a small little light application of this. You can see what a pretty natural color that is. Here we have our full face of easy beginner makeup for the over 50 woman. I had a lot of fun doing this today. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, it would be wonderful if you could give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel and you'd like to be, go ahead and just click that red button down below. And if you'd like to be notified when I have a new video for you to see, go ahead and click that notification bell. I hope you enjoyed this today. It always just tickles me when you take a few minutes out of your day to spend it with me. So have a great day, make it a great week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.